Live from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, we've got Major League Baseball on a Tuesday night. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the New York Yankees. First pitch coming at you right after the break. And on the hill in this one, Will Warren. And for some reason, he's not quite as effective here in front of his home crowd, Chris.
Yeah, Boog, and the fans are well aware of that. For him, he's got to just not press and go out there and say, hey, I'm just treating this like any start. Home, on the road, it doesn't matter. My job is to focus on that catcher's mitt, attack hitters, and just try to move through a ball game. So if he can find that kind of focus, doesn't matter where he's pitching because he has good enough stuff to go out there and win a ball game.
Tosses to first. They get him, but it was pretty close. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. Chris, this is an offense that puts the bat on the ball. Tough outs pretty much throughout the lineup, and they have fewer strikeouts than any other team in the league.
Yeah, Boog, facing a lineup like this keeps you on your toes. You have to make plays for your pitcher. This offense always seems to apply pressure. Plus, if they run the bases hard, it just adds another dimension to their game.
Guerrero in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Oh, and 2 now.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
For so many guys want to hit. And so when you're not given pitches to hit, most guys can get anxious and try to create something that's not there.
And now it's Dalton Varsho. Two down, nobody on.
That's a ball.
That misses, and that's ball 3. Fastball for a strike. Next offer in there for a strike. 3-2 down. That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Varsho, the runner at first with 2 gone. Runner takes off. Pitch outside to second, but way too late. Safe there.
I think that steal kind of sets the tone, not just for this game, but for the entire series. First inning, game 1. So that kind of tells me they're going to be aggressive on offense and try to force the issue whenever they can.
Man at second. In the air, right field. And that's the 3rd out. And now the Yankees will see what they can do. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back in the Bronx, and the starter for Toronto, Dylan Cease. What do we need to know here?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Trent Grisham, the leadoff batter, as he swings through it for strike 1.
Ball.
The 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. The 1-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Good eye in that spot.
He was looking for some firewood right there. I tell you what, if you're not out in front, swing at that pitch, you'll be looking for a new bat.
Next offering misses, and now 3-2.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's throwing.
As we take a look now at the New York Yankees lineup. Not the highest team batting average for this squad. They're down towards the bottom of the league in total hits, and Singy, because of that, they don't score a ton.
Yeah, and Boog, I'm looking for a little better performance out of them today. I mean, if they're going to be dangerous, if they're going to be able to create scoring opportunities, they're going to have to start making some individual adjustments. A lot of players in this lineup probably aren't happy with how they've hit the ball so far. So today's a chance to get something going. Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
Just missed.
That's the ball.
Off the mark there. Ball 3. And that one clips the corner. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
Here comes Aaron Judge.
Ball outside.
The 1-0.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
2-0. Inside, just missed. Next pitch in for a strike, 3-1. Man at first, one away. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Liner caught it second.
They couldn't have asked for a better out. Makes a great play on the line drive, and they keep the runner at first. Just like that, they're almost out of the inning.
Here comes Cody Bellinger. He's been a great free agent side. That one is absolutely belted. That's got a chance. And that's going to bang against the wall. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score on the board first. It's 1-0.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. A lot of times in today's game, right fielders are able to get to a ball that stays in like that, but he hit that one pretty well. And if he hits it just a little bit different on the barrel, it's out of here easily. But there's nothing wrong with the extra bases right there.
So runner at second, 2 down. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Man on second, 2 down. Right through there for a strike.
All you got to do is concentrate and execute this next pitch. Get yourself out of the jam, back into the dugout.
Way inside, gets away. And on the wild pitch, he goes down to third.
Have to be really sure you can make it safely to third when you're in scoring position and 2 outs. Got to get that run across. Very important. Does a nice job of reading it. Gets to third base, now just 90 feet away.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. One, 2 now. Swing and a pop-up. That is the inning. Yankees strike for a run on the RBI double. It's now a 1-0 ball game. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back now in the Bronx, and now for the Jays, Jesus Sanchez. Foul ball there. Warren measures 6 feet 2 inches, 200 pounds, and he was drafted in the 8th round in 2021. Struck him out swinging. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
And here is Sosa to the plate. Ball 1, no strikes. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Ball.
Ripped towards third. McMahon fires over to first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
The shortstop, Andres Jimenez.
Here's Andres Jimenez. And it's fouled away. Two down, nobody on. And a foul ball. The 0-2. Got him swinging for the strikeout. That K is his 3rd of the game. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays, and it remains 1-0. Here at New Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, we head to the bottom of the second. Ryan McMahon stepping in now for the Yankees. Checks a swing, appeal to third, no swing. He held up. Clyde Washington with the call there. The 1-1. And a foul ball. Popped up. Takes it in for the out.
Batting seven, the right fielder, Spencer. Go!
And up next for New York, Spencer Jones.
Nope, that's inside.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Sanchez under it. 2 down.
Batting eight, the shortstop, Anthony.
And now the shortstop, Anthony Volpe.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Foul ball. 0-1 down. Ground ball up the middle. A sliding stop. Fires to first.
He's
in
out.
time. Got him. And that'll do it. Yanks held in check. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. Top half of the 3rd inning. And now for the Jays, Brandon Valenzuela. Just missed.
That's a ball.
Inside, almost got him.
Ball.
And right back to the mound. Throws to first in time. Leadoff man retired here in the 3rd. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So up next, Davis Schneider. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Nope, outside.
That one ripped left field. That's back there. And it's off the wall. He's in at second with a 1-out double.
Put a pretty good swing on that one as he drove it out to deep left. Didn't quite have the right combination of launch angle and exit velocity to get it over the fence, but you're never going to be disappointed with extra bases.
1 out, runner at second. Yohendrick Pinango next up for the Blue Jays. 0 for 1 so far. That one catches the zone. 0-1. Right through there for a strike.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Man at second. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts.
You know, variant speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. As you see right there, it really wasn't a great location, but the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
Guerrero in the box now as he leaves that one up high. Right back to him on the mound. Handles, throws to first. That ends the inning. One left for Toronto. They still trail 1-0. Back in New York as we go to the last of the third. J.C. Escara stepping in now for the Yankees. In for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Nope, ball one. Ball.
That one just misses. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone, so they've still got both their challenges. Back to the top of the Yankee order, Trent Grisham, the next to hit, struck out swinging his first time. Yeah, that's fouled off. The 0-1. A little out front there as he swings through it.
Ball one.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
Ball.
See ya. Strikes him out for the second time today.
Boogie just ran out of patience there. He took a couple of pitches to even that count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but that time chased outside the zone.
Rice in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Two down, nobody on.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
Got him looking. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. So the Yanks go in order, but they're on top 1-0. On to the fourth, and now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. The 0-1. That one fouled off. Backed off the plate that time. That one misses, And it's 3-2.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Now here is Kazuma Okamoto. Flied to right his first time. Blue Jays down a run, top half of inning number 4.
Ball. Hey!
Chop to the right side. Tosses to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the right fielder, number 12.
Jesus Sanchez will hit next. Struck out swinging his first time.
Ball.
And a swing and a miss. That one lifted to left. Judge on the move. And that is that. Down in order go the Blue Jays. They're down 1-0. Back at Yankee Stadium, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Aaron Judge stepping in now for the Yankees. And that one fouled off.
You know, these Yankees doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way. And I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there. And that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Oh!
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage. And that might be the case today.
Late on that fastball. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Here's Cody Bellinger. He doubled home a run in his first debut.
Cody Bellinger.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Check swing called strike. That's strike 2. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. Bellinger wants to challenge this, thought it was a ball, and it's going to stay a strike. So they'll lose their first challenge. 2 down, bases empty. Here's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's 0 for 1. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
That's a ball.
Hit on the ground to the right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Down in order go the Yankees. They lead it 1-0. We go to the top of the 5th, and now for the Jays, Lenny Sosa. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Escara takes it in for the out. One down.
Bill, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. And I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Andres Jimenez next up for the Blue Jays. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. In the air to left center. Judge on the move to the alley. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's two away.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the catcher,
Brandon Valenzuela next up for the Blue Jays. Grounded out his first time up. Check swing and he went. It's 0-1. Valenzuela measures 6 feet even, 25 years old, and he's a native of Mexico. 2 down, nobody on, and we're at the top of the 5th. Out towards right center field. Jones on the move to the gap. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for the Yankees, Ryan McMahon.
Ryan McMahon.
That's a little bit low. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Pinango on his way over, pulls it down and he makes the catch. And a quick out, number 1.
Up next for the Yankees.
Next to hit, Spencer Jones. He's 0 for 1.
Probably the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser just off the edge of the plate.
Strike 2. Got him looking for the strikeout. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Two outs, base is empty. Now it's the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Swing and a miss at a slider. Now the 0-1. And that drops in for a strike.
Oh, he's got to be pretty proud of this outing so far. Sometimes guys cower coming into a ballpark like this, but he has attacked hitters. Pitching on the road like this is very impressive. This has been a treat to watch.
Going to count 1 and 2. Ground ball right side, Schneider. And that ends the inning. 1-2-3 go the Yankees, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Back here in New York, close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. So digging in,
Leading
Davis
off for the Blue
Schneider.
Jays, the second baseman, Davis Schneider.
Ball.
And a base hit. And they have their first hit since the third inning.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the left fielder.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
And next for Toronto, Yohendrick Pinango. Line drive and a base hit. Judge hustles it back in. Runner holds it second, but they've got something going on here.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
And a big spot here for Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
First pitch misses. The possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. Next pitch is outside.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Swings and lines a base hit into left field. And the tying run puts on the brakes at third base.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like you did right there.
So bases all loaded up. Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. Golden opportunity right here. A bit behind with that swing. It's strike one. Go-ahead run at second, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Base hit, 1 run is in. The tying run is in to score, and we are starting over. Runner held at third, and they'll be loaded again with nobody out.
Well, we're starting over again, all tied up. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Kazuma Okamoto. Breaking ball misses down and away.
You need a strikeout, and you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play, or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you've got to make some pitches. But if he can battle and get through.
Hammered on the line, base hit. 1 run's in. Vladdy coming around third. The second run scores. The relay to the plate, safe. He beats the tag. Up by 3, it's 4-1.
Well, that breaks the tie in a big way, clearing the bases. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Will Warren will depart. Just never found his groove, wasn't able to settle in. New arm coming on, back in a moment.
Now,
Tim Hill will take over here.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays. That one finds the zone. 0-1. Runner at second, nobody out. And there's a foul ball. Battling here as he fouls it away.
He needs to throw that breaking ball with just a little more conviction to get the swing and miss.
Man at second. In the air to left center. Judge really on his horse for this one. Snags it on the run. And there's one away.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the first baseman, Lenny Sosa.
At the plate, Lenny Sosa.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion and he's in full speed.
No, that's a
Activity
ball.
in the bullpen for the Yankees. Fernando Cruz, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Hedrick also throwing. Line drive, that's a base hit. Coming home. Here comes the throw. Safe at home, and the runner scores from second. It's 5-1.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he made it out front for the line drive knock.
Here's the shortstop at the plate. Andres Jimenez. And the 0-1. That one to first. And it finds its way through for a hit. And now two aboard.
Up next to the Blue Jays.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Brandon Valenzuela getting ready to hit. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Two on, one out. Swing and a high fly ball left field. He's got it.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the second baseman, David.
Now it's the second baseman, Davis Schneider. In there, and it's 0-1. Tap foul at the plate. Sosa over at second. Jimenez on at first with two down. Fouls it back with two strikes. The 0-2. Good job to fight that one off. Two on, two outs.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Ball.
Fights it off. He'll see another. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And a good eye there. Yohendrick Pinungo waiting to hit for Toronto. Payoff pitch. And they're all loaded up.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Tim Hill departs, and he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him. And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Fernando Cruz.
And he steps right into a bases-loaded jam where this game could kind of get blown wide open. Just needs one out to get out of it. So this is a huge matchup coming up.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. Now the left fielder, Yohendrick Pinango. 1 for 3. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. 2 outs. Bases are full. Swings through that one.
When you throw a fastball by a guy like that, I imagine it's got to feel incredible. Look for him to throw it again at some point.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The 0-2. This one in the air right field. That was foul, and he'll see another.
Oh.
Got him looking. Inning over, although plenty of damage done. But they take the lead thanks to a 5-run outburst. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. It's the Blue Jays 5 and the Yankees 1. Bottom of the 6th. Here's the Yankees catcher now, J.C. Escarra. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list.
You know, these Yankees being a little too patient at the plate in this game. Sometimes it's a good thing, but today they're continuing to fall behind.
The 1-1. And that skips in the dirt. Foul ball there. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 8.
With that kind of velocity and elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
Grisham batting with 1 down, takes a strike. The Blue Jays leading by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Right through there for a strike. And that one hammered. That's back and gone. He'll take a trot around the bases, and they cut into the deficit. It's 5-2. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. Oh, that one got in the jet stream on a line drive. We saw the numbers on the backs of the jerseys of the outfielders, which is usually bad news, and all of a sudden they're back in this ball game.
Rice in the box again, takes a strike. And strike 2. Movement in the Blue Jays bullpen. Tyler Rogers, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Mansafly also getting ready.
Oh.
Swings and misses. Whiff number 9 for him in this game. 9.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Judge now at the plate as he swings through strike 1.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase.
Ball 2.
Outside low. Full count now. And ball 4, and Judge takes his walk.
His ability to draw walks has been something that's been part of his career since day 1.
Man at first. Here comes Belly to take his cuts.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And first offering is fouled off.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate.
Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Well, he found himself behind in the count right there, but he didn't give in. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Dylan Cease gives way, and he exits with a nice lead. Threw the ball well, and we'll have a new pitcher when we come back. New pitcher now for the Jays, Tyler Rogers.
He's certainly been one of their better relief pitchers this season. The numbers are really solid, so they feel great about handing the ball over to him.
Now Jazz Chisholm Jr. steps up for a big at bat. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1. Two aboard, 2 outs. And another ball. There's the strike. And fouled off. Two now. Swing and a ground ball. Just foul down the right field line. Wow. And that one gets past the catcher. So on the wild pitch, 2 guys advance.
No trouble moving up to second on that play with the ball getting that far away from the catcher. Nice job to take advantage of the wild pitch.
And that'll load the bases.
Good patience to take that walk and keep the line moving, and it sets up a critical at bat coming up with the bases loaded here.
Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, but not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
Fouls away the first offering. That one missing inside a sharp slider. Next offering is outside.
Look, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike two. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. That is the inning. Yankees get a homer to cut the lead. It's 5-2. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. We go to the top of the 7th. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Fouled off left side.
Well, these Blue Jays doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They've done a great job finding holes in the defense. Exactly half of their hits have come off the bat less than 90 miles per hour. So the ball isn't exactly jumping off the lumber, but they're finding a way to make it work.
Check swing, but he went too far. That is strike two. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Got him. That's the first out, the top of the 7th.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Varsho, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Breaking ball, and that got him.
First base.
Up next to the Blue Jays, the third baseman, number 7.
1 out man at first. Kazuma Okamoto digs in now.
Bowling.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
Swing and a miss as he was out front. Got him swinging. 2 away.
Well, that's the effect of the splitter that you're looking for on the mound. Really nice pitch right there, and had him out in front over the top. I'm sure the batter was thinking he was getting something else, perhaps a fastball a little more straight and velo to it.
Jesus Sanchez next up for the Blue Jays. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout.
Up.
Sanchez wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. They'll keep their remaining challenge. The 1-1 is fouled off. Out towards right center field. Grisham on the move to the alley. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is that. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Blue Jays 5 and the Yankees 2. Back for more from the Bronx. Bottom of the 7th, Spencer Jones stepping in now for the Yankees. Swing and a foul out of play. Short hop liner handled it short. Jimenez throw to first. And the leadoff hitter set down to open the seventh.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
So up next, Anthony Volpe. He's grounded out a couple of times. That smash towards center. Varsho moving under it. 2 down. The Yankees looking to rally.
Up next for the Yankees, the catcher.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Tyler Rogers out of the game. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching for
New pitcher on now, Yariel Rodriguez. He's been so good against lefties. And next for New York, J.C. Escara. Just missed.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
Two down, nobody on. Here at the bottom of the 7th. And that's in for a strike. That's to third. What a stop. To first. It's there, and that's a great play. Yanks held in check. They trail at 5-2.
now pitching for the
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Brent Hedrick. This southpaw's been really good against left-handed hitters. Lenny Sosa now at the plate.
First baseman, Lenny Sosa.
This one popped up. Chisholm under it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the shortstop,
Andres Jimenez will hit next. Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Volpe throws it to first in time. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the catcher, Brandon Valenzuela.
2 down, base is empty. Here's the catcher, Brandon Valenzuela. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. Ground ball left side, and that's just foul.
That's a ball.
Hedrick, 28 years old, and he was a 9th-round draft pick back in 2019. That's ripped into the outfield, and that should be extra bases. Relay to second, and that's a double.
He was all over that one. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
So runner at second, 2 down. Davis Schneider next up for the Blue Jays.
Oh!
Runner at second, 2 down, and we're in the top of the 8th. Next offering is fouled back. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Man on second, 2 down. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Blue Jays held in check. They're still out in front, 5-2. Back at Yankee Stadium, bottom of the 8th. Trent Grisham getting ready to hit.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
That one fouled off. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit. It's just a good day as a manager or as a pitching coach when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
Now, Ben Rice, a walk and a pair of strikeouts.
Oh.
The Yankees trailing by 3 here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fastball for a strike. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. On to first, gets the out, 2 down after the strikeout.
Well, big power guy right there and generating so much bat speed. It's hard to bring that to a halt once you've committed. They tried to check the swing, just couldn't do it.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Yariel Rodriguez is done. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. Joe Mantiply gets the ball now.
Should be a good first matchup for him here. He's been doing a great job against right-handed bats so far this season. They've had a lot of trouble squaring him up.
Two outs, base is empty. Here is Aaron Judge. And that drops in for a strike.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
Oh.
High fly ball near the pole. That one is foul.
Well, that ball was hit pretty hard and sure had home run distance, but if you're the pitcher out there on the mound, you execute it. Just a long strike, you go after him and finish him off.
Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. So the Yanks go in order, and the deficit remains 5-2. All set to start the 9th in this one. Now here's the leadoff man for the Blue Jays, Yohendrick Pinango.
Nope, that's high.
The 1-1. In the air, out towards right center. Jones takes it in for the out. And there's one down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the designated.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's got the power, but great contact skills. One of the best contact hitters in the game. That's to third. McMahon zips it across, and Guerrero is set down.
Up next for the Blue Jays, the center fielder, number 5, Dalton.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Brent Hedrick won't go any further, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back. And Ryan Weathers is coming on.
Left-handed batter at the plate, and he's been excellent in those matchups this year, so this seems like a calculated move.
Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. Out towards right center field. Jones on the move to the gap. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is that. Nothing doing for the offense that time. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Blue Jays 5 and the Yankees 2. Back now in the Bronx. Bottom 9. Bellinger up to hit.
Bellinger.
And first offering is fouled off. Right through there for a strike. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
Chisholm in the box with one away as he takes ball 1. The Jays trying to close out a 3-run lead. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. And that one is downstairs. And the count is 3-1.
Thank you,
He
mate.
couldn't come up with it. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. Pretty close, but it was a ball. No challenges left for them now. Here in the bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Ryan McMahon, the next to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. Chisholm, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Next offering is fouled back. Got him swinging. Yankees with only 1 out remaining.
I mean, there aren't many curveballs in the sport today that break like that thing does. Huge movement. It's so difficult to get on the same plane and even think about squaring it up, let alone get a piece and hope he throws something else to keep the at-bat alive.
So last chance for the Yankees. So up next for New York, Spencer Jones. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. There's the strike. They're down to their final strike.
And at bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Foul ball, still 0-2.
Ball one.
Up the middle, Schneider. And they'll go the short way, and that is the ball game.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
And your final score, 5-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.